So, lads, this is NBA 2k22 MyTEAM, and I'm going to be telling you how I went from this team right here with nothing to a team with multiple dark matters in less than 12 hours. And honestly, it wasn't that difficult. So this is how I essentially built a Gone squad in 12 hours, lads. Is this like the best team in the game? No, but this is a team that can go out into any game mode in MyTEAM and compete with the best guys in the game. Can easily get you guys wins. And we have had quite a bit of a nest egg left over at the end to pick up some budget cards. So our one on the brand new account is mainly the stuff that was shown in episode 1 of the No Money Spent squad. So you guys can see right here, we chose Trey Young as our card. You either want to choose Trey Young or Zion Williamson, basically because they are Hawks or Pelicans players. They allow it to be quite easy to complete some of the later challenges. We then typed in all of the locker codes because again, when you're starting off MyTEAM, that is one of the most important things. Because it's not like getting the locker codes is going to get you any god tier players. There's a chance of it, but it's highly unlikely. What it is more likely going to do is let you unlock the auction house. And the sooner you unlock the auction house, the easier just the game becomes. When the auction house is not unlocked, you're going to struggle. As everybody from the Netherlands knew until their auction house began to work a couple of days ago. So we end up getting a pretty okay locker code. Like again, these ball drops, we got 1,000 MT from this ball drop right here. And while we didn't end up in the fan favorite spot we wanted, we did get 5 tokens, which is not too bad. And then this was on Sunday, so we typed in the Easter Sunday locker code and got ourselves a free Galaxy Opal. Did this help us at all? Not really. In hindsight, I would have waited to sell, but I didn't really know what I was going to do. I thought maybe I was going to snipe, and I honestly should have sniped. I think that if I had sniped for a lot longer, that we could have done a lot better. Because I do think that sniping is something that is a very, very easy way to make a lot of MT. But we decided to focus more down the playing the game route. So from opening these packs here, we got from these packs, the PlayStation Plus, we managed to unlock the auction house, which again was kind of an important thing. A really important thing. We didn't get too much anyway of note in terms of like great players. However, we did from the Zero Gravity pack get a card that was going to come into the squad and was like one of the first cards that I was always planning on using. And it's a card that I'm making my top 100 list tomorrow. Like this guy's probably going to be my like top 35, 40 cards. Like the gap between a Josh Smith and a LeBron James is so small. Like that's how good Josh Smith is. Like he's 6'9", he shoots the ball well, he dribbles the ball well, he defends really well. Like he is at that level. He is at the level of the elite players in the game. He well and truly is at the level of the elite players. We then went and opened up the pack for Dennis Rodman as well. So, like Rodman is a card that I don't like. Like if you're looking at Rodman versus Josh Smith, Rodman is like not even on the stratosphere of Josh Smith. So we ended up selling our Dennis Rodman for around like 4,000-ish MT. 4,500. We then also used our egg for a Galaxy Opal pack. And I would not have done this in hindsight. In hindsight, I would have just spent my tokens on... There were better ways to spend my tokens. And again, if I had just done this more, if I had played more of this game, if I had been doing this all weekend, I reckon I could have been sitting on 300,000-400,000 MT on my account. I really do. I think that if I had have had like a better... If I was able to wrap my head around it a little bit better, and there are certain grinds that I should have just taken advantage of the Easter event. But like, he didn't really sell for much. In terms of playing the game, I bought Duncan Robinson because Duncan Robinson is a super easy gold to score a lot of points with. Like Duncan Robinson's a very good player. Like you're going to want like a Buddy Hield, especially if you're just trying to complete TTO quickly. Until you get yourself a Grant Williams, you're going to want someone like a Duncan Robinson or a Buddy Hield. Malik Beasley's okay for it, but I don't think he's spectacular for it. But like the reason why you want them is like, look, Duncan Robinson literally can come off these screens, especially early in the game on rookie. He will just shoot heavies. So we started working our way up through the levels. We got our Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that's kind of where we focused on for the first hour. Like obviously the first half an hour or so was spent getting the cards, or was spent just kind of setting up. And then the rest of the first hour was really just getting all the golds. So you can see here we got Vitreji, we got ourselves a Giannis. Because again, getting Giannis was pretty easy. And then Duncan Robinson just makes things a lot easier. Vitreji, however, he was a nice little card. He was a nice little card as well. So after getting Vitreji, we went and then got, I think what was it? After Vit was Himothy. We got Ruby Daquan Cook. And once we got Himothy, playing TT offline is so easy. Like, as much as I do love Himothy, Tyronn Lue is better than Himothy. And like, we could have easily sold back our Duncan Robinson at this stage. And I probably should. But I will probably need him in the future just for a heat score. But yeah, so we ended up getting our Shaquille O'Neal as well. And from opening the vault, we didn't really get anything at all from the vault. We played an awful lot of TT offline. But like, the best things we really got from the vault was we got either 1200 MT, or I think we got one gold egg. But everything else was 1200 MT or a egg pack. Which again is not too bad, but like, I would have loved to have gotten a Richard Duma. Like, Richard Duma really would have sorted my 2-guard position. Although I do think I got some pretty nice players at the shooting guard position, if I do say so myself. But Richard Duma would have been a really good player there. We got Tyronn Lue, and Tyronn Lue just made it so easy. Whether you're on current gen or next, especially on next gen. On current gen, Himothy worked well, but like on next gen, Ty Lue made it so easy to win TT offline games. He made it so easy. Like, we've actually built up an OK. We built up like 20k, and we had all of these challenges completed. Like, Ty Lue was the most recent card at this time. We had all of them completed within the hour, which was kind of crazy. Like, the first hour was nuts. Like, we spent quite a little bit of MT. We built up a nest egg. We got in our cards. We had opened up a lot of these packs. We gained quite a few tokens. And if you look at the levels after getting the 25 points with Ty Lue, where we get 15,000 XP, suddenly we're on level 25. We're on level 25, getting the Ascension. We don't get any really of note on the Ascension, which for me is a little bit annoying, because I would have like really hoped that we got something good. Because again, Jerry Sloan, Richard Duma really good, Jerry Sloan also really good. But like, these are cards that I do want on this account. Like, I have Jerry Sloan on my main account, which is now my money spent account. But Jerry Sloan was a player that I thought was going to really help. I just didn't get him. But at the same time, like, every one of these shoe award packs, these 100 MT, at this stage in an account, they add up. They really do add up. Like, an Ascension board is kind of useless when you start to progress a lot in the game. However, at this stage, 400 MT is still 400 MT. As you can see, I've only got 17,000 MT. And we've still got to be able to afford the players in order to get the cards for what we're doing later on. So we do have to have that little bit of a nest egg of MT. But yeah, so we're kind of struggling a little bit through the Eld Ascension. We're getting our extra picks. And yeah, it's like we're making a little bit here. We are making a little bit. Everything is just adding up. It's all just small little pieces at a time. And that's the thing, like, it is all just small. Everything's got to just be like small gains here and there, especially when you're starting off. Like, you can't expect to be sitting on like 300-400k, especially when, for me, I haven't done anything to do with team building in a long time. Like, I'm no expert. Like, there are people that could have built a hell of a lot better squad than me in the 12 hours. But like, me being almost a novice at team building, because I haven't done it since the very start of the year, I still feel like I managed to put together a good squad, and I have a big enough nest egg that I can make a couple of big purchases later on to make the squad even better. But like, again, we're on the top board, so maybe later on we will be able to get the Ascension. So now we are on to hour 2, and in hour 2 you can see we go to the Cleveland Cavaliers players. So you guys know what we are trying to get. This is my biggest regret. My hour 2 was to get Trey Young. Big reason I wanted a guaranteed OPAL or Dark Matter for the video title. This was pointless because this took a lot of time. And it's not like it was needless time, but it was time I could have been spent grinding eggs. I could have spent a lot more time grinding those eggs packs. And I could have used that to keep getting that 50 tokens. Like, those 50 tokens, you'll see later on, I made some wrong decisions, but I do think if I'd made right decisions in hindsight, I would have been in a much better state. But you can see, we ended up completing this. It took It took about 3 hours. Sorry, it took about 2 hours. I'd say it was about 3 hours by the end of it that we had all of it completed. All that like score X amount of points that were over 20 we just did in the Russell Westbrook challenge, the 3-minute quarter ones. Because we did like a lot of assists, we comboed a lot of points. And then by the time we'd sold all of our players, we're still sitting on like a solid 20,000 MT. But again, it's not like we were in anything crazy MT wise. It's not like we had anything crazy. But you guys can see right here, we managed to open up our Bruce Brown, I think, who sucks. Who really sucks. Bruce Brown. Not gonna lie. Then we opened up Pat Bev, who's not very good. Like, Pat Bev's better than Bruce Brown, but he's still not good at all. Trust me, he's not good at all. And then at the small forward position, we got Herb Jones. Herb Jones is freaking Zeus. This guy, you'll see, he was a big member of the team. He helped us a lot. He helped us a lot, especially getting our second Dark Matter. And then we got Trey Young. Trey Young's a player that's going to be straight into the squad as our point guard. At this stage, he is our starting point guard. Because he's a little bit small, but he can still score enough on offense that he's okay. So then we went and sold a few of our players. Jared Vanderbilt, I thought he was going to sell for more because he was a Timberwolves player. He really didn't. We started selling a few players that I was like, oh, maybe these are like dead weight in the collection. Didn't really sell all of them. I sold a lot of players that I knew weren't going to be in the playoffs. So like Rick Fox, obviously the Lakers, aren't going to be in it just to keep things easy. And then we just started honestly playing some TT offline for a while. We were still trying to build up those eggs, especially because I wanted to make a video opening 50 of those eggs packs. We released that video way too late, like long after the eggs had gone and the hype had kind of died down. I should have really just played 50 of these games. If I had done all of this on Saturday, I would have been in a much better shape than doing all this on Sunday, which I kind of regret doing this no money spent on Saturday or on Sunday rather than Saturday. If I'd done it on Sunday, I would have had a lot more time to have made or Saturday I would have had a lot more time to make a better squad. But like, this is literally all I did. Ty Lue or Timothy Grant Williams coming off a screen. Normally Ty Lue and just wide open because that 22 on very quick is such a chick release. So again, we're just kind of playing hour 4, hour 5. At this stage, I've kind of lost track into which hour. It's in one of those hours anyway. We probably played the best part of 2 hours of just kind of sitting in TTO. We were just sitting in TTO, or sorry, TT offline, playing the game. And also, like, I was selling cards here and there. I was selling some of my badges here and there before we went all out into kind of opening the packs and what we were doing with the tokens. So then we go to our old pack opening. We go to our pack opening right here, where we open up a bunch of the egg packs. And yeah, so we go through all of these. We got a 1 golden egg, but it's not like we got too much a note. We opened these too late because I think on the first day, players were popping out of these like crazy, especially on like the Friday and the Saturday. But by Sunday, it was very few. Like, we were getting eggs and contracts. That was pretty much it. That was pretty much all we were getting. Like, and even when we were putting them into the fan favorites packs, we didn't even get a fan favorites card. We opened 3 of the fan favorites packs. We didn't get a single fan favorites card. Like, we didn't even get a Justice Winslow or Sim Vular, which is a little bit annoying. But you know what? Like, it is what it is. We got some extra cards. We could sell the extra 1 to 2,000 MT. It's not like we couldn't sell those extra cards for this and buy a Sim Vular with that, which was okay. Like, some of these cards we got, like these dynamic rating cards, were okay. We pulled a bunch of JaVale McGee's. Like, of players that we got JaVale McGee a few times. And we realized JaVale McGee sells for nothing. But JaVale McGee's really good in game. If you get him evoed up, he's actually a really solid card. And he's kind of a placeholder card in my final squad, which isn't a bad thing, but he is a placeholder card. And then when we went into hour number 7, we ended up selling all of our gold badges that we picked up from opening all of those packs, which we had a lot. And I realized gold badges sell for nothing. They sell for absolutely nothing. Like, outside of Chef, these badges went for almost nothing. Then, obviously, getting all these cards, it's not like we got anything too crazy for them. Like, we're getting 400 or 500 for these badges, especially at the time I sold them. If I'd wait to sell them in the morning, I could have got them better, but again, that would have been like outside of the 12 hours. Because I didn't really use the MT for anything, probably kind of regret selling them as quickly as I did, because if I'd waited, we would have gotten more MT. But like, it is what it is at the end of the day. I made the decisions I made. I'm not saying I made any perfect decisions, But one player I really wanted, because I want to play the game online, I need to win. And there are a few cards in the game where you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just need that card to win. And Kazi's one of them. Like, I couldn't afford Luca. I've always said it, like, you surround Luca with cones, you have a chance. But for me, it was more of a, I surround Kazi with cones, and I feel like I have a chance. So we went and paid like 29,000 MT, which kind of seems like a crazy amount of MT. Or say we pay, yeah, 29,900 on Kazi. Like 30k at this stage for a card. But what Kazi did was he allowed me to just play the game online, which is one, a lot more fun. And the fact, if you can play a game online and earn almost the same amount of MT and packs as you do from playing the game offline, it's going to make it fly. So I played it about 3 o'clock in the morning, which means one of two things. Which means you either face the sweatiest of sweats or bots. There's no in between. It all depends on the run. And I think I faced I faced decent players in every game. Like, I either faced super sweats or decent players. There were no bots, which is a shock for 3 o'clock in the morning TTO. Which is a real shock for 3 o'clock in the morning TTO. So first game is against Luca, Aaron Gordon, and AD. Aaron Gordon and AD, pretty good. But like, it becomes the Luca versus Kazi matchup. My first game of the day. And Luca's just better than Kazi. Like, he starts off zigzagging and just shoots the ball in my face. So I'm like, okay. Okay, this is how we're going. This is how we're going. Like, I need to basically, in this game, just play perfectly with Kazi. And first possession, we go down and hit a 3. So I'm like, okay. This becomes the 1v1, Luca versus Kazi, my first game of the day. It's 18 each, so it's a neck and neck game all the way. The 1v1 matchup is very, very tight. We then double off, give him a wide open dunk. I'm thinking, okay, this isn't too bad because it's 18 to 20. We go and get a score, we're good, and I make a wrong read. I thought he was going to guard Herb Jones in the corner. He decided to guard Luca. So next game right here, we're facing off against not a great squad. Not a great squad, but I just kind of dug myself into a hole. Like, we started taking some bad shots with Herb. We started taking some bad shots with Kazi. And we started lagging a little bit, but it didn't matter. Like, we dug ourselves into an 8 to 2 hole, and we just couldn't pull back. Every time it looked like we were pulling back, it was close. So then we come up against, like, Jerry Sloan, Duma, and Steph Curry right here, and I'm thinking, like, I can't lose this game. Like, I know the reset's at 5, but I can't lose 3 in a row. Because, like, I can't... Like, I'm already lost out on 2 egg packs right now. We didn't get any ball drops. And thankfully, even though this was a close game, thankfully we hit a couple of shots with Kazi. We were able to get open. And while we were struggling to green with Kazi, we seemed to come back in this game and do okay. Like, he was shooting a lot of bad shots. In fairness, so were we. But, like, at least when we were out here on the break, we were hitting some shots. And then Herb Jones... I don't know why I didn't pull that one right there. Big dunk there from Josh Smith. We end up getting the lead. Like, this is an important game because I haven't won a game yet at this stage. Like, I lose this game, I was going to stop playing TTO. Like, losing 3 games in a row was rough. And we hit a very lucky shot because he has no hot zone there. We had a very, very lucky white with Josh Smith. 18 to 15 lead. Should be quite comfortable. Herb Jones goes and gets a steal. I shoot a shot from a little bit too deep with him. Big board by Kazi Russell. Idiot. Like... I do a brain dead thing and don't shoot the 2. But it doesn't matter. Herb Jones gets wide open for the 3. Next game against, like, Mello. We're okay. Again, this is a close game. This guy's alright. I think every player is okay, at least. Like, everyone was competent. Everyone was playing was competent. We hit a big fadeaway there to make it an 18-11. At this stage, look, you're not. If you blow an 18-11 lead in TTO in a game where it's impossible, it's pretty much impossible to stop the 2. Then it's on you. Next game up, we're playing against the likes like Ja. And I don't mind playing squads like this. Thankfully, we didn't play against any other Luca squads. And Luca's the only player I hate to deal with. Like, I'm cool with, like, Michael Jordan. That's why it's so hard dealing with Luca. First time we face a weak squad right here. And we are very comfortably in the lead. Like, this is an 18-10 game where I just shot fades. Like, Kazi's not even rescoring. It's a lot of Herb Jones. A bit of Josh Smith here as well. But, like... Again, run right outside, wide open. We smacked the wide open shot right there. So now we're starting to win. We're playing against a very kind of weak lineup right here. And we struggled badly to start this game. We were down like 8-0. But you can see I'm all over the place. It's like 4 in the morning. I'm tired. Herb Jones just does what Herb Jones does, and we get the win. But this is now game number 6, 7, I think. I think this is game number 8. This is a tough game. This is against Winslow, Thonmaker, and Jimmy Butler. So like these 3 guys are a nice combo. But again, we're just shooting the threes. Like, it is definitely not the smartest idea in the world, but I mean, it was working. It was working. After the initial 2 losses, we weren't losing any games. And while we were down 16-12 here. We managed to just get it was just a couple of plays. Wide open there from Kazi. They just give him a little space. We get the lead. We then go and hit a big 3-pointer there to make it 20-19. A really nice shot from Kazi, I think. Might have been Kazi, maybe Herb Jones. They go and hit a 2-pointer, and I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm perfectly fine with a 2-pointer, because what does that mean? It just means I need to hit a 3. He doesn't guard the screen, roll properly. Bang! Kazi Russell hits the shot. And then coming out of this game right here, it's our first game in the final board. Our very, very first game in the final board. We're on hour 8. We get an icon pack, and boom, Bradley Beal pops up onto the screen, lads. Bradley Beal, the guy that we're looking for. And like, Bradley Beal is a player that is very, very solid. He is very, very solid. I don't love the card. I don't think he's that much better than like a Ja Morant, but I mean, Bradley Beal is still pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of Ray Allen, even on very quick. Just want to put that out there. I think it's pretty decent on quick, but I mean, as like a point guard release, I'm not a fan. But after 2 misses, we decide, don't risk it. We decided to not risk it. We decided to do a smart thing, and we close up. Because if you close up and there's no like event, the next time you get to play at that same board, you're going to see Bradley Beal. So I knew we're going to have 2 more chances of Beal, especially when I came up against this guy right here with Sim Vular. Even though Wade's pretty good, I knew I was going to be able to abuse Sim quite a bit by just running around the place with Josh Smith. Sim Vular is not that slow, but he's just not fast enough. Wide open Kazi. Bang. 20-16. At 20-16, I'm confident. This is literally a don't do something dumb by giving up a 3. Because we don't want him to get to 18 or 19, because he can then go and win the game. We do get to Kazi Russell. Kazi hits the shot. And we got 3 attempts here before we have to quit for Bradley Beal. First ball drop. Normally, I used to have a lot of success going left side. And it looks like I'm probably going to hit it here. It bounces right out. We go 2 off it. We're not even particularly close. Like, I used to have a lot more success going left side than going right side for these ball drops. Then we drop it. Like, I can tell I dropped it badly that time. The ball bounced the wrong way. We're nearly on the wrong side. Like, we're even further away this time. So I decide, you know what, screw it. I'm going to drop it right. Dropping it right is not normally something that I do. But after missing 4 in a row, I kind of had to. So again, if we missed this one here, we were going to reset up. But in the end, we managed to pull it off. A big ball drop there. We got our second dark matter into the team. Like, again, we missed this ball drop, but it doesn't matter. So we literally have 2 dark matters. We have 2 dark matters in our team, which is kind of mad. We then opened a bunch of like the egg packs. Again, it's not like we didn't get anything out of these. We didn't get anything crazy out of these packs. Like, what we began to do was, what was the smartest decision to do? It was very time consuming, but the smartest decision was to buy eggs, go to contracts, and then open silver or bronze badge packs. It depended on the time of the day. So bronze badges worked better. Like, I finished this at like 9. My hour 12 was like 9 in the morning. Silver badges went for more in hour 1. When I was looking at this, silver badges went for more. But bronze badges went for more when I was finishing this. So it really all depends. Gold badges, not so much. I would focus on silver or bronze badges if you got a whole bunch of tokens. It is the best way to liquidate the tokens. But you're not getting anything crazy. I opened a few ball packs as well. Ornament ball packs. They weren't worth it. They really were not worth it. Like, they're kind of a guaranteed 1500 MT per one. But like, 1500 MT for 10 tokens is not what you want. That's really not what you want. For 50 tokens, you're wanting at least kind of like 10 to 15k rather than 5-6k for 15 tokens. Like that's really not what you want. But again, the diamond shoe packs, we got some half decent things from them. And again, this is from the pack opening video where we opened all of these. We had over 50 of these. We had a whole bunch of these tokens here, which, I mean, you can't complain too much about having them. It's a really like solid, they're really just solid thing in game, but we just struggled. We did struggle. Like we didn't get the most crazy pulls ever. Like I saw JD getting himself like Zion. I saw people getting themselves LeBrons. I saw people getting themselves even Galaxy Opals, and we weren't really getting any of them. So at least that's a good thing in terms of this video. Like if we got a crazy look like Zion, if we got some crazy look, it would kind of defeat the purpose of this. Or if I was like this ultra genius and knew everything about snipe filters and stuff, I think it would kind of skew a little bit what this video is all about in the end of the day. Because I know more than most of you guys. I know the very basic mode. I didn't really know too much about what was going on because I haven't built a team in so long. That's why I made a lot of mistakes. So again, then after all that, got a dynamic ratings pack. That was probably the best pack we had all day. Can't lie, it was probably the best pack we had all day. We made like 1,000 MT. But every MT counts. Every bit of MT counts. And as you can see, our like nest egg is starting to build up a little bit. It is starting to build up. We bought a bunch of bronze tokens or bronze badges. Lucky 7 sold for a bit. Chef sold for a bit. And Brick Wall sold for a lot. Other than that, these sold for very little. You're not making much MT off bronze, silver, or gold badges, to be honest, unless you get like 1 or 2 golden. So I'm looking at this team. I like my starting 5. It's just, I like Trey Murphy. We just needed some guys for the bench. So we needed a 2 guard. We really need a power forward. We need a center. So Duncan was the player I was looking at. But my logic was like, look, I like Duncan, but for 30,000 MT, I'm convinced that on Friday, we're going to get a better card than him. So I would rather like have the nest egg. Ben Wallace was a player I considered at the 2, and I would have chose Ben Wallace if he was down at like Ben Wallace versus Mobley. I think they're even. I literally think it's whoever's cheaper. So I went for Evan Mobley. In the end, all of our badges ended up selling for something, which was okay. Pau Gasol for 5,700. He works as a power forward or as a center. Probably more so as a center right now. And this was kind of what we ended up with. Trey Murphy's a god. I don't care what anyone says. And then JaVale McGee is just kind of filler. I will spend quite a little bit, like a 60k MT. Really nice squad. I'll spend quite a bit of that in a center. But other than that, this is a team that outside of like backup center can compete with almost anybody and was free. So anyway, that's the video. Probably a little bit clickbait in the title, but that is how I built a very, very competitive team with Galaxy Opals, with Dark Matters, with Pink Diamonds, with free cards, with reward cards, with guys you can buy from the auction house, with Easter cards, without even getting incredibly lucky. That's how I built a squad that I'd be more than happy competing with in Unlimited. Again, with SBMM, I may not even be good enough with the best squad in the game to win every game, so I can't say that anymore. But it's a squad that I would be very confident if SBMM didn't exist, and 12-0 system was like in 2k20 that I'd be able to go 12-0 with. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.